364 days, that's the number, that's how long it's been, and they've been on their redemption tour ever since then. We talked about where they came from, you saw what they did, you talked to the fans after the game, and they seemed pretty worked up. We just saw a few fans who were worked up.
Yeah,
how would you describe their mood?
I think I see, look at this.
Oh!
Look at this.
One
That's
of the
a pretty
youngest Tar
happy
Heels
fan,
fans right
yeah,
there.
one of the youngest. There you go, obviously fired up. It's actually pretty calm out here right now. Most of the fans are still inside celebrating with the team, but obviously a lot of excitement here in Phoenix as well as back home. But Jeff, kind of walk us through a little bit of the game. How did we get here?
You know how we got here? Let's show the highlights and let's show the people how we got here. On the court, things were great. We're going to start these highlights with the very first points of the game. Early on, defense turns into offense for the Tar Heels. A Justin Jackson steal leads to a Theo Pinson dunk. Earlier today, we told you that points in the paint would play a big role. And guys, I don't want to brag, but we were right. Justin Jackson with the putback, then Isaiah Hicks with the nice post move. But the Zags had some impressive moments too. They drained a corner three and entered the half up by 3. Now around halftime, that's when former Tar Heel Marcus Page took to Twitter and tweeted out, "Watching as a fan is way more stressful than playing." In the second half, there were some stressful moments for Tar Heels fans, but there were also some really, really fun ones. First, Isaiah Hicks gets the Tar Heels the late lead, and then when it looked like Gonzaga could make a comeback, watch Justin Jackson just shut the door. He gets a breakaway slam, and that was the dagger. Carolina wins their 6th national championship. They take this one 71-65. Now the Tar Heels are still on the podium accepting their trophies and everything, but after the game, we were able to catch up with Gonzaga head coach Mark Few, who called this game, quote, a slugfest.
Wow. You know, just it was a great ball game. It was a slugfest out there. It's two teams that desperately wanted to be crowned national champion, and I think to be so close for us is a temporarily crushing blow.
Well, considering at halftime the Heels were just down by 3 and how they weren't hitting any shots, that was actually pretty fortunate for them.
Shot 30% in the first half. Jackson, nobody could hit any three-pointers or anything like that. In the second half, they kind of got things going a little bit. And Gonzaga in the second half just really couldn't hit anything to start the second half. Shot like 20% early in the second half, and from there North Carolina kind of gathered some momentum. And
but that last minute, it was like UNC just came to life, and they were on fire.
Yeah,
just,
right,
you know,
right
you really
at the right
saw
time.
that.
And that's the mark of a championship team, a mark of a team with a little bit of experience like North Carolina has. So
they knew when to ramp it up. Huh?
Franklin Street looks like they're having fun out there.
Yeah, well, and a team that lost last minute last year, it's nice to win this year. We want to go live right now on the ground floor of Franklin Street. You can see some smoke out there. Obviously, maybe some bonfires are being set out there in the middle.
Yeah, Wes has actually been watching this video from when it first started. Looks like there's a couple of bonfires going on right now. I mean, just watching the video, we've seen couches, construction barrels, pole climbers, and then the fire. So hopefully everybody's being careful out there. But again, this is just kind of a sign of what happens with UNC. Once they win a championship game like this, they're known to rush Franklin Street, and that's tradition.
And I remember as a student, 2005, watching the game at the Dean Dome, several thousand people there. As soon as the win was over, you rushed to Franklin Street, at least 1,000 strong. Here's a look from the air. This is from our neighborhood network camera from top of the hill, where there were at least 500 people gathered in top of the hill today to watch the game. They got what they called the orange ticket, similar to the golden ticket from the movies, to be able to go and watch the game there.
Yeah, as we were watching everyone rush out, I was telling Wes we need to really do a time lapse of this, because in 3 minutes you could see one person was standing out there, and then the big rush of people filling the streets. You couldn't even see an empty space out there anymore. So
we do know that Chapel Hill Police have an extra presence tonight to make sure everyone is safe. We want to go back out to Phoenix, where our crew has been there from the very beginning. And Jeff, what is it that you're seeing on your end?
A little bit of everything. I tell you, one thing we're definitely seeing is a whole lot of excitement. We were on the court, and of course the players and Roy Williams and his assistant coaches were very excited. But when we turned around, we saw fans in the stands that were excited. And when we came out here, that excitement rolled out onto the concourse. We found 2 young Tar Heels fans here. We have Grace and Ryan. Guys, what did you think about the game? How much fun was that?
It was amazing. Oh my God. It was so stressful, but so amazing.
Yeah, Ryan, what did you think about the ending?
My heart was pumping, but in the end, it was W.
It was a W, and that's all you need. And you know what? That win is going to help keep me hydrated. This is when you know you made it, all right? You have the North Carolina, congratulations, Coke bottle. It's already all shiny and pretty. So, you know what? I'm going to bring 1 or 2 of these back to Raleigh, and I probably won't crack this open. That's a collector's item right there. Another collector's item that I need to get my hands on. Ryan, come here, man. Show off these shoes. Look at that.
Whoa.
Look at that. If you didn't think the Tar Heels were going to win, you should know they had their good luck charm right there. We are having fun out here in Phoenix. The Tar Heels should be stepping on the podium at any moment now. And, of course, we are going to get you out there live to hear what Roy Williams, Kennedy Meeks, Joel Berry, what any of the guys have to say about the Tar Heels winning their 6th national championship. It was a fantastic scene out there. And, you know, the party, I think, is just getting started here in Phoenix. We will keep you posted on things all night long. Oh, look at this. Tar Heel fan having fun. Oh. Come here, friends. Come here, friends. Oh, we got some. Sharon, these your friends?
We missed you!
Sharon couldn't join y'all. She had to stay here with me.
I'm so jealous. I watched them on Facebook going out there. And
Meet friends out here. We're having fun. You know, winning has a way of bringing people together.
Oh,
Sharon,
my
I'm hanging
goodness.
out with your friends later. Where you guys going? Hey! Let's go here! Tar! The party is going on over here. Redemption is the name. These guys are loving their time. What else could you ask for? What else could you want?
That is just too much fun. It's
I
nice to see
love
them
it.
excited out there as well.
All these fans from here heading out to
Yep.
Phoenix to support their team. That is just fabulous to see. That's awesome.
And as Jeff mentioned, we are awaiting Coach Williams and the rest of the squad to hit the microphones. We will go there as soon as they do. Interesting tidbit to note, Coach Williams, this was his 100th NCAA tournament game. Comes away with a victory, so nice
his
statistic for that.
third national title, though,
Yeah,
too. So
very
pretty
big.
impressive. All right. So, you know, it's always very intriguing to see what's going on out there. I'm all caught up in Phoenix. I can't believe my friends are out there.
I'm caught up in the win. Go Heels.
Exactly. Let's go to Franklin Street and see what's going on with Michael Highland. It's pretty wild out there, Michael.
How are your friends, Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah, we made a lot of new friends here. Just take a look. Everybody got some kids out here, students, parents, everybody's coming together on Franklin Street. And for the most part, everybody's staying pretty safe out here. Beyond this screaming crowd, you can see some smoke rising behind them. It's a little difficult to see at street level, but that's the fire you guys were referencing earlier that's been set here at Franklin and Columbia. The fire department's been out here trying to work to take care of that and make sure that people aren't seriously injured in the process of trying to party out here after this huge win. But really, a huge night out here in Chapel Hill. Everybody's having a great time. Let's see if we can talk to some of the fans here real quick. Talk to us for just a minute about the atmosphere out here. What's it like out here
Crazy.
tonight?
There's so many people. Everybody's so happy. It's a great atmosphere. I love it.
How does rushing Franklin Street compare in real life to seeing it on TV, to hearing about it?
Nothing. It's like once in a lifetime experience.
So here you go. A lot of people have an amazing experience out here. We're going to be out here throughout the night talking to more people who have never had the opportunity to do this before, especially wanting to do it last year, missed out on that chance. But tonight, UNC redeems themselves, taking home that win, Sean and Sharon.
All right, Michael, looks like everyone's having a good time out there.
It's like a lot of fun. Well, one of the things we like to do after the game, of course, is hear from the coach and also the teammates who made this all happen. And so we want to go to the press conference and see Roy Williams is about to take the stand here. And if we can go ahead and take a live look at that.
There you can
he's
see the
not there
podium
yet.
is set up. You can see that they will be going there just shortly. And we are looking at pictures of Franklin Street. So you can see how controlled the press conference room is right now compared to Franklin Street. You know, Gibby, you've been watching and analyzing how the game looked. What did you think?
Yeah, guys, we'll run a little more highlights. You know, Isaiah Hicks, he had a tough tournament. There's no question about that. 1 of 12 in his last game before fouling out. But the former Oxford Web star saved his best for when it was needed most in tonight's game. Hicks giving the Tar Heels a 4-point lead when he beats the shot clock, giving a 56-52 North Carolina advantage at that point. Hicks scoring 6 points in the final 7 minutes of play. Again, keeping the Tar Heels up by 4 with that basket there, and then his biggest basket of all late in the game. 25 seconds to go in the contest. Hicks gives the Tar Heels a 3-point lead, and they would hold on for the win, 71-65. The final, you got to feel great for Isaiah Hicks, guys, the Oxford Webb senior. You know, he played so poorly during the tournament leading into this. We talked about, you know, will he be pulled out of the starting lineup? Would Luke May start for him? But he started tonight. They stuck with the same starting lineup. And it paid off at the end because he had, you know, down the stretch, he was a guy that was performing like he had all season long. He had a great season this year. For him to score late like that was so huge for North Carolina.
We want to take a live look right now of the press conference room. There you see Joel Berry sitting down. Coach Williams, his
Without
jacket.
his coat, yeah, no coat.
His coat is off. It got hot in Phoenix, and I'm sure it got hot in the locker room with the
North Carolina
celebrations.
student athletes. Theo Pinson, of course, the king of all news conferences, is here. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome in the head coach of the national champions, Roy Williams, as well as Tar Heel student athletes Joel Berry II, Isaiah Hicks, and of course Theo Pinson. We'd like to welcome at this time the board president of the NABC and the head coach of Old Dominion, Jeff Jones. Coach Jones will tell us a little bit about the NABC NCAA Coaches Trophy and officially present to North Carolina.
It's my pleasure to present the NCAA NABC 2017 National Championship Trophy to Coach Roy Williams and the North Carolina Tar Heels. Yes, sir. Congratulations. Crazy thing is I looked up at the score while we were all celebrating. It was 71-65. In 1991, before these guys were even born, I think I lost the national championship game to Duke 72-65. So it's a lot sweeter tonight, to say the least.
The Heels have already taken care of business. Now it's time to welcome them home. We have team coverage in Chapel Hill, where UNC will soon be doing a victory lap. Well, it wasn't pretty, but the Tar Heels are coming back to Chapel Hill with another championship title. Good evening. I'm Sharon Taswell. A cruiser standing by all over town to welcome UNC back home. And who better to get things started off than my co-anchor and UNC grad, Sean Maroney. Sean, the Dean Smith Center must be electric by now.
Oh, well, it's starting to get electric. There's fans waiting outside. We are inside on the floor of the Dean Smith Center. You know, they say revenge is a dish best served cold. Well, I would say redemption, since we couldn't go after, the Heels couldn't go after Villanova this year, redemption is best served a year later in that finals. Won in the last minute as opposed to lost the year before in the closing seconds. Just to give you a sense of what we're expecting tonight. Fans at around 5 o'clock, so shortly right now, they're going to come pouring in to the Dean Smith Center to fill up these seats here on the floor level. Behind me, you can see the podium. That's where we're expecting the national champs Tar Heels to come with their coaches to sit there and talk to fans and to address Tar Heel Nation through our cameras. They are in the air right now, flying from Phoenix. They took off about 2 p.m. our time. They're expected back here a little after 6. We, of course, will bring that to you. Oh, and as you can see, fans are starting to file in right now. They've been waiting for about an hour, sometimes a little more. I got a chance to speak with some of them outside, and some have traveled as far away as Maryland just for this opportunity to come here to welcome back their Tar Heels. Now, they were waiting outside for about an hour. Our A.J. Janeville was out there with them. And A.J., I want to bring you into the conversation. What are fans telling you?
Well, Sean, let me tell you, they're very excited. You know what was funny? When we went live at the very top of the show and they found out that we were going live, they thought that they were actually going in too, so they came in and started rushing, and the security guards there had to tell them that, well, you guys are going to have to wait a little bit longer before you go in. But as you mentioned earlier, they're starting to make their ways in. Some of the people have to bring their baggage in, and they're getting held up a little bit, and that is leaving room for the people who are racing in to get the best seats. Hey, Ryan, I got fans here from last night who I was talking to, and I'm going to see if this works. These guys got one thing on their mind, getting in, but I'm going to see if I can get, hey, one word. What are you feeling right now?
Excited!
Excited. One word. What are you feeling?
Number one.
Number one is a couple words. What are you feeling right now?
Very proud.
Very proud. A few more words.
Amazing.
Amazing. That's one word. We did it. What are you feeling, buddy?
Great.
Great. How about you, man?
Good.
Good too. They're feeling really good. These guys are excited. We got Go Heels. Two championships. These guys are excited. Everyone is trying to get their best seats. They have been waiting for hours.
Here they are, our coverage of UNC men's basketball team coming off of their plane from Phoenix, arriving here at Raleigh-Durham International Airport. Here they are as they're coming off onto the tarmac, getting ready to board their buses and head out to the Dean Smith Center. Wonderful sight to see. This is their 6th national championship for the NCAA tournament.
And here come the buses right now. Got some people clapping behind us here. And we see some of the people on the buses waving at some of the fans out here. And now actually I can see Amy Cutler, who's been following the caravan the entire time, making it through.
Hey, Michael. Yeah, we just passed you. We are now turning onto Cameron Avenue as we get closer to the Dean Dome. We've got these 3 buses ahead of us and that law enforcement escort following them close by. We had hundreds of people that we just saw waving, you know, smiling, jumping up and down at these buses, cheering their winning team, welcoming them back to Chapel Hill. We're getting very close to the Dean Dome now. There is just a lot of excitement. It's kind of hard to see the crowds lining the streets from our perspective from this camera, but there certainly are a lot of folks that are in the streets. We've seen them the whole way, law enforcement blocking off roads to make sure they had a clear drive back to Chapel Hill, and that has certainly been the case. We also, I want to mention, saw a lot of people back in Morrisville as we made our way to Chapel Hill that were on overpasses that were also kind of greeting these buses and really excited to see them here. So again, we're going to continue to follow these buses to the Dean Dome, and we will have more in a little bit. Sharon, Sean?
Being able to see the caravan coming through as all the fans on Franklin Street are waving, very exciting.
It's kind of like Christmas Eve Santa Claus, you know, as we're tracking Santa Claus going to where he needs to get to.
Exactly. So Amy's doing a great job driving behind them. So they will be at the Dean Smith Center pretty soon.
Really close.
Exactly. You know who's over the Dean Smith Center and having a great time is AJ Janavel.
These guys have a giant party waiting for them. So I'm just going to kind of let you guys see what's happening. You see the escort they have. There is Chapel Hill security here, good guys making sure everyone gets in safe, and then there is Sheriff, State Highway Patrol. These are the guys who followed them all the way from the airport to make sure that they got back safe to Chapel Hill. Now, as the team is making their way through the underground secret Bat Cave entrance tunnels of the Dean Dome, I'm pretty sure in a few short minutes you're going to hear the explosion coming from where Sean is of just excited fans making their way to finally get a chance to congratulate the 2017 NCAA champions.
That's right, AJ. I'm going to have to stop you there because all eyes as we are awaiting the team to come in here. Well, we've finally gotten what we've been waiting for. As you can see right now live in the Dean Smith Center, the team and those associated with the team are walking down the steps. They all have their cell phones out, recording it for themselves. No doubt an interesting experience from their end. You can see those bright, shiny black hats on their heads. Well, those hats say the 2017 national champions. Not only is the lower bowl here almost full, but we've got fans extending all the way up to the ceiling on the upper deck. So folks who maybe went to class today, went to school, went to work, they all decided to come here to give a standing ovation, as we're about to see, for their Tar Heels, their champions, their redemption, their redeemed team, the 2017 national champions, UNC Tar Heels, after beating Gonzaga last night. Just want to take a break and hear the band play, and you can almost feel the ready anticipation as everyone waits to see when the players will make it out here. You know, Coach Williams has been writing a 2 on the whiteboard all year long to bring it back, and now he wrote a 1, last night a 1, to signify that his team had, in fact, achieved redemption. So as you're listening in, as you're watching this locker room video, everyone is cheering as they just heard Coach Williams refer back to his squad, his championship squad from 2005, his championship squad from 2009, the team that battled hard last year, and then his championship squad this year, his redemption team. All eyes are on the podium right now, on the stage, as the announcer is working the crowd to a frenzy.
You used to never see those locker room moments like that. To see it now, you record it and show that so that the fans can see actually what goes on in there. Because the locker room's kind of it's a sanctuary. It's a place where we don't get to see what goes on in there. When you see something like that, it's just phenomenal.
And here they're walking on the stage right now. So let's go ahead and send it back to Sean as we see the players walking on. Sean.
And here are the 2017 national champions taking the stage. You can see them in their suits, looking well rested considering they just made history last night and had a 3-hour flight from Phoenix, wearing their national championship hats. And you can see they have the nets cut down and then the hardware. The NCAA Division I Men's Championship Trophy for basketball.
And our final player, the Final Four's most outstanding player, Joel Berry.
Most importantly, I just want to thank you guys. Y'all just kept on believing in us, you know, when there was times where it just didn't seem like we were going to get back to where we wanted to be. And y'all did a great job of being behind us. And all I can say is just thank you guys for being behind us. And, you know, we basically did our thing and we came back home with it. That's all I can say. All right, appreciate y'all.